Rovers return to action this midweek to take on an in-form Sheffield United. Can Blackburn Rovers stop the rot and get the 3 points? We'll take a look at it next. Another video, of course, looking forward to Blackburn Rovers action up against Sheffield United in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe to keep it bang up to date. All things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Rooski. Of course, bit of a unplanned break it was for Rovers this past weekend. Of course, no action. Of course, postponed. It's frozen pitch, snow pitch, whatever you want to call it. But of course, we return to action against the in-form Sheffield United. We'll get to that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. Thank you very much, of course, as we look forward to this game. Of course, joining me, of course, is Millie, who gets a little bit of an intake on this game. Of course, here she is. What are your thoughts, of course, as we look forward to this game after the recent cancellation against Millwall? Do you think we're going to be prepared for, of course, the high tempo, high scoring Sheffield United? What are your thoughts about that game? Looking forward to it this midweek.
I think Rovers players will be more prepared, reason being that they've got another game in hand. And I think with them training, getting the fitness up ready for the Millwall game that obviously didn't take place, that I think they'll be really prepared to go into the Sheffield United game.
Thanks again for that. Of course, we're kicking off forward. Of course, let's take a look at some data then, shall we? As, of course, we look at Sheffield United. That's right. Take a look at some of the data then. Of course, they do play their football at Bramall Lane, of course, which holds around about 32,050 folks on a good day. Of course, Paul Heckingbottom is now the manager, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job against my better judgment. I thought it would be a bit of a sour appointment, but of course, it looks like he's got the best out of him. Of course, the captain is Billy Sharp, but he's on red hot goal scoring form at the moment as well. Who else scores goals in the Championship better than him? Not many. Of course, Mitrovic is on my mind. He does score a lot of goals. Barnsley, of course, is the nearest match. The most distance after travel will be, of course, Bournemouth. Last season they were, that should be an R. They were relegated from the Premier League, 20th last round, of course. 8-1 they were at the start of the season, and 2-2 was my tip for them at the start of the season. They were not looking like they were going to do that, but of course, right here, right now, they're definitely on the climb and definitely in their playoff hunt, if not the automatic hunt as well, as things will get a little bit tight as well. Millie, what do you think about Sheffield United? If you could steal any one of their players right now and make them a Blackburn Rovers player, who would you take to make them put them in the blue and white halves?
Morgan Gibbs-White. Reason being that he's young, he's a midfielder, and that's what we need. And he's quick in midfield.
Cool, awesome, that's right. Of course, we'll take a look at just how important he is to the process in a second. Kick it off forward then, shall we take a look at, of course, the run-in, or the recent run-in, of course, for Sheffield United, of course, coming to this on pretty much red-hot form. Unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, and, of course, haven't conceded a goal in the last 4, or is that 5 even? 4-0 winners over Swansea, of course, 0-0 draw against Hull City, of course. Hopefully we'll get a bit of that action. Also, 0-0 draw against Huddersfield. Also pick up a 2-0 win over West Brom. Of course, way back, though, on the 4th of February, they did concede a goal, and that's what we're looking at here. 2-1 win, over Birmingham. So they are one of the, if not the informed table teams at the moment in the division. Of course, kick it off forward though. Take a look at the stats then, and as you can see, Billy Sharp, 13 goals for them so far. He has a slow start to the season, but of course he's kicking into top gear right here, right now, at the right time of asking. Meanwhile, Gibbs-White is up there with 7, and just while like Millie said, she is a crucial part of the process as well. Brewster as well got 4 goals. He scored a belter against us last time around, and Osborne's got 3 as well. As for, of course, the yellows, Norwood, Fleck, Bogle, and Gibbs-White also got a whole streak of yellows, with Norwood with 7, Gibbs-White with the one and only red so far. This is how we anticipate them to line up anyway, with Fotheringham, a player that's been linked with Rovers in the past when he was at Rangers as a second string keeper, but he is being one of the better players, I think, for Sheffield United right now. Of course, since, of course, matey boy left, Henderson. I know he was on loan for a couple of seasons with them, but of course that was a massive void that they needed to fill the goalkeeping ranks. Robertson, of course, the left centre back, Egan and Basham, Norwich and Davis on the left hand side, Baldock on the right, Gibbs, White and Norwood. It is a very, very British 11, British and Irish. And of course, Fleck up there supporting Sharp, and Berg. Sanderberg is back just at the wrong time as well for Rovers. Goodness gracious me. Kick it off forward though. Let's take a look at some of the result or the games heading out of this game. Of course, they'll take on Millwall on the 26th of Feb. that will conclude the month. That'll be on Saturday. Of course, it kicking on into the month of March. Nottingham Forest, difficult game. Middlesbrough, difficult game. Coventry City should be back, of course, to winning ways. And, of course, Blackpool as well. So, yeah, you know, on paper, right here, right now, on the form book, Rovers are there for the taking. In all honesty, we're there for the taking. If we can get anything out of this game, I think it'll be a blessing in disguise, because I do anticipate hopefully this is our bad run, because it's looking terrible. Here come Rovers, of course, managed by Tony Mowbray, Captain Darren Lennon, and he does return on this one. Nearest match, of course, Preston North End. Of course, Bournemouth, we've done that trip already. 15th last time around, 10th was my prediction at the start of the season, and 20-1 we were at the start of the campaign. This is our run-in. It's been pretty shit so far. I think there's one win in the last 5 out of all that mess, and just 1 goal scored as well. Absolutely criminal. One of the bright sides, though, is 3 clean sheets of the last 5, but we do need a pissing win. We've had shitty results. The Luton Town shit, Swansea shit, the home loss against Forest shit, and of course the West Brom draw is an all right result on paper at the start of the season. You would have taken that. I would have taken that anyway. But yeah, we do need to bounce back. What are your thoughts on that, Millie? Do you think what do you expect for the team news? Do you think we'll hear much changes from the gaffer on this one?
My starting 11 would be pretty much the same as what it was for the Millwall game, but I'd change Gallagher for Brereton Diaz if he's well enough and fit enough. But if not, I'd have it exactly the same, because I think, to be honest, they was all ready for it. So, with that being said, they should all be prepared enough to do exactly the same, but in the Sheffield United game.
Okay, kicking off forward, take a look at the stats. Then Diaz, I believe, is out. He was there at Ewood Park on Saturday with a boot on his foot. I've got confirmation of how long he's going to be out. I think it's been quite kept on the down low, that knowledge on that one, of course. But Brereton has got 20 goals this season. We do need someone to score some goals, and right now that is our major weakness. Gallagher's got 6 goals. Will he be the guy? Of course, if he can get 4 more, yes, in the double digits for the first time in what appears to be a long, long time. Cadger's also got 4. Don's got 4 as well. As for of course, the yellows, Buckley's got yellows. He's got 11 yellows. Of course, Lennon's got 8. Van Heck's got 8, and Rothwell's got 7. As for the red cards, 3 red cards this season, 4 if you include Carter, who of course was sent off against Fulham as well. Lenihan, Nyambe, and Van Heck, all red cards so far this season. Of course, Millie had her input about that. This is the team news, I think. Kaminsky, Lenihan, Van Heck, Cooper. What the fuck's he doing in there? What the bloody heck's he doing in there? Who else have I got in there that shouldn't be in there? Get him out. He's a bloody Millwall guy. Get that clown out of it. He's out of there. That should fix Rooney. Yeah, Wharton, of course. There we go. Pickering, Travis, Buckley, Rothwell, Nyambe, Gallagher, and Cadra up top. Again, we are light on numbers. It is definitely an area of weakness for us, and hopefully, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go. I do care what happens this season, but I don't know what's going to happen this season, if we're going to be promoted or not. But if we are in the Premier League, that needs to be addressed. We cannot be going. I do anticipate Diaz to leave if we don't get promoted. Gallagher cannot be our sole striker. I think we definitely need 2 actual strikers, because where are the goals? Where are the goals? When one man is out, it's just like last season with Armstrong. When he wasn't firing, you know, we were struggling, of course. Let's take a look at, of course, the stuff heading out of this game then, shall we? We take on QPR on Saturday. Early kickoff on that one. Early kickoff. Then it's Fulham. Difficult games, both of those in the race for promotion as well. Realistically, I don't know. I don't know what to expect for the QPR game, and I'm not looking forward to. I'm not looking at that one anyway. We're going to look at this one on Wednesday and just focus on Sheffield United. Forget about the next ones, of course, but Fulham wait as well, and hopefully a chance for a bit of vengeance on that one if we can get our act together. If we could do a Huddersfield, that would be absolutely tremendous. Of course, Bristol City at home. Of course, Derby as well at home, and then Reading under Paul Ince as well. Wow, wow, wee wow on that one. Take a look at some of the stats then, shall we? Of course, Rovers on the right in the blue. Of course, Sheffield United in the orange there. Of course, they possession 41% of the time is in the middle third, 27% is in the defensive third, and 34% is going forward. Rovers, of course, 42% in the middle third, 29% going forward, 29% going in the back as well. Meanwhile, when on the ball, of course, Sheffield United prefer the right-hand side. In fact, they prefer both flanks, 39% of the time, 23% down the middle. Rovers, of course, preferring the right-hand side, the Nyambe effect right now, 36% down the left-hand side and 23% down the middle. As, of course, for the shot grid, of course, on the left-hand side it is Sheffield United, 60% of all their shots in the 18-yard box, 10% in the 6-yard area, and 30% in the long-range badges. As for Rovers, 57% of the shots are in the 18-yard box, 8% in the 6-yard area, and, of course, 35% in the outside the box. You wait to see that number dramatically rise when Dak comes back, of course, master in that zone, in that scrappy W area. Meanwhile, kicking forward, of course, the shot direction, of course, Sheffield United preferring the right to the left-hand side and 7% down the middle. Rovers, of course, preferring the left-hand side to the right and 64% down the middle as well. Take a look at, of course, the recent form then. Of course, Sheffield United on the left-hand side, the home form. Look at that, 4 wins to the past 5, looking pretty dang impressive. As for Rovers, have just won once in the past 6. Not great as well. Shit results against Hull, Swansea, You know, if you can get points, I'd accept draws in those scenarios. The whole game was a little unfortunate. Swansea game, pretty much the same as well. We looked pretty shit. So we have been pretty shit for a long time. And again, I remember us being shit last season from November, and it didn't really get better for a while. So I'm hoping we can do something a little bit non-Rovers like, get a freak result here against Sheffield United, which will of course springboard into another freak result against QPR on Saturday, who are not playing great at the moment. So that could be our only blessing in disguise, is maybe get something out of this game, kicking off forward against QPR. But anyway, kicking off forward, of course, 12 times at British since 1993, I believe. 5 wins for Sheffield United, 4 wins for Rovers, and 3 draws. Sheffield United, 83% form. Winning 4 of the last 6, pretty good for them as well. As for Rovers, though, just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form as well. One takeaway, though, Rovers' biggest win over Sheffield United was a 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. We both scored 15 goals against each other, which works out around about 1.25 goals a game ratio. Take a look at, of course, the last six games. Both home and away. It's 3 wins for Sheffield United, 2 wins for Rovers, and 1 draw. We did beat them, but of course at Ewood Park, 3-1 win. It was the one and only goal, I believe, for Pavida. Of course, injured. Maybe he might come back. Who knows? Of course, Cadra as well, and Diaz on the score with Ryan Bruce to open up scoring on the 2nd minute. However, last time played each other at Sheffield United was a 2-1 win for Sheffield United in the EFL Cup in August 2019. Wow, when the last time we played each other in the league, it was a 3-0 win for Sheffield United. Of course, Billy Sharp with a bloody a brace there, and a game that saw 2 red cards. Take a look at the last 5 then at Sheffield United. It's actually been 4 wins for Sheffield United and 1 draw, nothing for Rovers. We haven't won at Bramall Lane, stretching all the way since 1999, so it's been a long time, guys. I'm not looking forward to this one at all. Pleasure 31. Of course, Sheffield United played 31 games so far. Rovers has played 32. Of course, they've scored on average a goal a game, both sides here. 13 shots on average for Sheffield United, 2 yellows, 6 corners, and of course better with possession compared to us, and 80% pass success rate. As for Rovers, 32 times they played this season, 11 shots on average, 11 fouls on average, better in the air compared to Sheffield United. Let's take a look at their home form versus our away form. We play 16 games on the road. That might be a little bit of a plus point for Rovers, playing more of our away games than we have home. Of course, when it comes to the end of the season, on average they pick up 17 shots at home compared to our 9, 7 corners to our 5. We're better in the air still, 62% possession for Sheffield United on the home day. And again, maybe we can get back to our roots here, of course, playing against teams who like to hold the ball and maybe get a bit of counter-attack and stuff. 83% possession for them at home compared to our 68. That's pass success rate, sorry. Take a look at the goals then, shall we? Coming at you, of course, we've scored 45 compared to their 43. They've scored 33 of those through open play. 4 set pieces, 2 counter-attacks, 3 penalties, and 1 OG. Conversion rate of just 10%. Rovers scored 45 goals, of course, 29 through open play, 7 set pieces, 4 counter-attacks, 4 penalties, and 1 OG with a conversion rate of 12% as well. Goals conceded, 33 apiece. Not too shabby on that one, of course. 25 through open play for Rovers, 22 for Sheffield United, 6 set pieces, 2 counter-attacks, 2 penalties, 1 own goal. Conversion rate 12%. Of course, as for Rovers, 33 goals conceded, 25 through open play, 5 set pieces, 1 counter-attack, 1 penalty, and 1 OG. Conversion rate of just 9% as well. That's, of course, a lot of those goals, remember, in that 7-0 drumming against Fulham. What can we expect from this game then, shall we? Of course, looking at this one, strengths for Sheffield United: defending set pieces, create chances through balls. Their weaknesses, though, defending against through ball attacks against skillful players, protecting the lead, and aerial duels. Their style of play: possession football, control the game in the opposition half, short passes, attempt through balls, often play with width, non-aggressive, play the offside trap, and rotate their first 11. Rovers, though, counter-attacks are our strengths: finishing, scoring chances, creating long shot opportunities, creating chances through individual skill, creating scoring chances, aerial duels, and stealing the ball from the opposition. Our weaknesses, though, keeping possession of the ball and avoiding the offside. Style of play: attacking down the right, long balls, taking a lot of long shots, aggressive, consistent first 11, and opponents play aggressively against us. The forecast says United will dominate possession, Rovers will stray offside often, will score, Rovers will, as a result, an individual skill, and Rovers will dominate in the air. So hopefully that's a 1-0 win for Rovers, yeah? Of course, the journey so far, Rovers have had an okay start, and of course they kicked on from around about match number 18 into the playoffs, and we've been there ever since. However, it's getting very tight in that playoff race, and of course, I think if results go against us over the next week or so, we could be out of the playoffs, basically, and of course have to get ourselves back in the hunt somehow, somewhere. Meanwhile, Sheffield United, of course, have just made it into the playoffs, of course, courtesy of the last weekend's matches. A big win for them over Swansea, of course, to put them in the top 6 at the moment. And as it stands, if the season was to end today, we'd be playing. I think we'd be playing these guys, wouldn't we? On back-to-back legs. So we might not. We might be playing them again after this. We hope to see. That would be great. I would take playoffs right here, right now. On the form that we're in, I would take it. As of course, as always, as you see at the top of the table, Sheffield United are the form team in the division, picking up 14 points out of possible 18. No defeats in the past 6. Rovers, though, all the way down to 20th right now, just picking up 5 points out of the possible 18. We're down there alongside West Brom as well. Not great for Rovers. It is shit-ass form. Unbelievably bad form. The home form for Sheffield United is okay as well. Top 3, 14 points again. No defeats in the past 6 for them at home. Can we break that hoodoo? Can we be the kink in their armour and give ourselves a boost on this one? As for the Rovers away form, again, pretty steady Eddie, actually. 1-2, lost 2, drawn 2 of the last 6. However, we haven't won in the last 4 on the road, so not great in the league. As for the stats then, shall we? Coming at you, of course, possession-based side is Swansea. They are top billing, of course. Fulham, Sheffield United, 3rd on that one. Bournemouth, QPR as well. As for the most aggressive, Rovers lead the charge on that one. 77 yellows for Reds. Derby, Cardiff, Stoke and Middlesbrough. As for the area duel, Stoke lead the charge on that one. Rovers are in 2nd. Cardiff, Millwall and West Brom. Shots per game. Fulham lead the charge on that one. West Brom, of course, 2nd. Coventry and then Sheffield United with Middlesbrough wrapping up the top 5 on that one. Of course, pass accuracy, Swansea lead the charge. Fulham, Sheffield United, Bournemouth and QPR as well. Take a look at what else is going on this midweek. Split on Tuesday, Wednesday. Preston up against Forest. Of course, difficult game that one. I don't know which way that will go. Swansea against Bournemouth again. I think actually just got postponed, so another game in the bag for bloody Bournemouth to stack up on their roster. Meanwhile, Hull, which could work all pro or against. Hull City, they are up against Barnsley, of course. Bit of I wouldn't say relegation point, but of course, if Barnsley were to win that, it'll put a bit of a spice on this one as well. Kicking off all, Bristol City up against Coventry as well. Borough against West Brom in the Mowbray derby there, of course, and Reading up against Birmingham with Paul Ince in charge. Of course, on Wednesday, Fulham up against Peterborough, top versus bottom pretty much on that one. Of course, Derby up against Millwall as well. QPR against Blackpool, Stoke against Luton, and Huddersfield against Cardiff. I think most of the good games are really on Tuesday, but of course, the game of the week is at, of course, Bramall Lane, and it'll be Sheffield United up against Blackburn Rovers, and we will have a watch along on this one, I believe. I haven't confirmed it yet, but of course, it's a big day that day. A lot going on for me, and hopefully we will have a watch along to wrap up that day. Of course, the table as it stands, of course, we will not fall out the playoffs today or this week. Of course, we could go all the way down to 6th. Actually, we could go down to 5th if everything goes against us this week. Still got a bit of a gap on Middlesbrough, and of course who are they playing again? Middlesbrough playing. Who are they playing? I'm bloody blind. West Brom. It's not guaranteed a home win just yet. So still got a lot of stuff to work in our favour on this one for this. Let's take a look at the stats then, shall we? Of course, let's go back to that. Sheffield United win for them. They could go as high as 4th. They could not leapfrog us though. There you go. That's the caveat right there. Of course, Mitrovic leads the charge with 31 goals. Diaz, of course, has hit a bit of a blank, of course, with his injury as well. It's not going to really help us. I think he could be out for at least 4 weeks. We just need COVID. No, that's a bad thing to say. We need postponements. We need a couple of storms just to delay us for 4 weeks and get bloody Diaz back and scoring for us, and get Dakaruni as well. Of course, Sharp's up there now in the top 6 with 12 goals. A couple of goals there for him, and he could get himself in the top 4 there. As for the most aggressive players, we're not really focused about that. The most assists though is Swifty Boy up there, and of course Giles for Cardiff. He got 9. He's got nothing for us so far, but hopefully his first assist is not too far away. What do you think about that then, Millie? What do you think is your score prediction for Wednesday night? Give us your take on it, of course, before I reveal my own. So what's your score prediction on Wednesday? Of course, you're not going to be there, unfortunately, but maybe you'll be back for the next home game. But of course, give us your scoreline for this one coming at you on Wednesday.
I think the player that I'd take from Sheffield United would be Morgan Gibbs-White. Reason being that he's young, he's a midfielder, and that's what we need. And he's quick in midfield.
All right, so that's our take on it. What about mine? I'm going to go with a cheat. I'm going bold. I'm going for a draw here. Of course, it doesn't smell like anything but a nailed-on home win here. But I'm hoping somehow, by hook or by crook, we take an early lead and, of course, let the defenders do their shit. Or probably at the end of the day, we'll concede and hopefully we'll get something out of this game. A point will be massive in the grand scheme of things, considering where Sheffield United are right now. So I'm going with a draw. I think as long as we can get the lead, I think we'll get something out of this one. If we, of course, go behind, I don't know where the morale's going to come from, the energy, the revitalisation, but I think we'll struggle if we don't get the first goal. But that's it, my boys. That's it. 1-1 in the end. Again, watch along, hopefully, on Wednesday. But, of course, until then, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, of course. Hopefully, we'll have a vlog on the game. We'll definitely have hopefully have a watch along, and, of course, maybe some fan cams as well after it. But until then, guys, that's all I've got for you. Until then, dudes, we're done for now.